satellite. Body love in every size. Feel the vibe and energize. No shame, no fear, just joy. Every curve we deploy. Hit play, let's make some noise. Oh, Chubs go wild. Living free, living style. Turn it up, turn it loud. Chubs gone wild. Big hearts, big love, big dreams. Breaking molds, tearing seams. Together we're the ultimate team. Oh, Chubs go wild. Feel the pride, feel beguiled. This is us unreconciled. Chubs go wild.
Hey there, and welcome to another Chubs Gone Wild. This is episode 640, recorded on Monday, May 4th, 2026. Tom, may the 4th be with you. It is Star Wars Day. Woohoo!
Now, you gonna watch anything?
I wasn't, but now I think I might. I think I might watch one of the. I always have to think which one I want to watch. Because they're all good, and yet they all have segments that I'd rather just fast forward through.
You mean of the first three?
Of all of them. Well, of all of them.
Oh, fuck the rest of
But
them.
I think I'll probably watch. You know what? I'll probably watch the first one. I haven't watched that in a couple of years.
Yeah, it was funny because it's been on Hulu, on the top 15 on Hulu, and I'm like, yeah, I look at that and I keep going, that is so like random, and then I keep forgetting that today is May the
Right.
4th, and so everyone's like, oh, I gotta watch Star Wars now.
Yeah. I remember actually we were at a drive-through when it first came out. I was like 6 and
Wait, to drive in or drive through?
no, well, could have been both, but a drive-in.
Okay.
And we were in the back of the truck, and the movie started, and they got to the sand dunes. The little robots got to the sand dunes, and I fell asleep through the whole rest of the movie. Womp womp. So, anyway, all right. Hey, it is 64 degrees and rainy in Chubland, where it is 21 days until Memorial Day, 180 till Halloween, and a mere 235 days until Christmas. Oh, I'm looking forward to it. I have my new tree. I'm excited.
Yeah, which you will put up on the 23rd and decorate on the 24th.
Well, hopefully I'm going to do better this year.
I hope you're doing
I
better
have
too.
plans. So, all right. Let's take a quick moment for an affirmation to make ourselves feel better. I am worthy of compliments, and I accept them easily. And then they bounce off, and I don't really feel them, and I wonder what people want. But anyway, that was lovely. All right. Let's talk about Patreon, which offers folks a way to support creators and receive rewards not open to the general public, like My Life in Fragments podcasts, books, videos, and more. And we want to thank our patrons: Clint, Nephi, Nick, DJ Sausage, Ramza Univaz, Eric, Sean, Charles, Phoenix, Dave, Kingsley, Kathy Bacon, and Moose P. Please visit patreon.com/Matt Burlingame to find out how you can support the little projects that we do for as little as $1 a month. All right, well, there were some things that happened this day in history that you will just not believe. I mean, do you remember in 1493 when Pope Alexander the Sixth divided the newly discovered lands between Spain and Portugal?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't. I wasn't there at that time. 1629, Dutch explorer Peter Minuit, or Minute, I don't know, lands on Manhattan Island. In 1886, the Haywire Market riots erupt in Chicago during a labor protest. 1904, the U.S. takes over construction of the Panama Canal. I thought we were taking that back.
Oh,
Um,
just don't give them ideas.
1961, the Freedom Riders began challenging segregation in the American South. And in 1970, what a wonderful year, four students were killed during a protest at Kent State University, a major turning point in public opinion on the Vietnam War.
Well,
Boo.
I don't know if you remember, but I was listening to one of the local um, conservative talk radios.
Mm,
I would listen to it in the car while I was driving just because I wanted the news and the weather and stuff.
mm,
But every once they throw in some news, and they were talking, and whatever, I don't remember if it was an interview or it was a story, but they were basically saying that they were blaming the kids for being killed because
hmm.
they were wrong, and the military was right to kill them, and I'm like, because I just heard that the GOP across other areas of the country had been changing history, not actually going back in time and changing it, but changing the perception of the history.
Right.
And that and it's like, just like Trump said, you repeat it enough times, people will believe the new version
Mm,
before they remember the old version.
yeah. That,
Especially when we're all basically, the older we all get, the history is harder to find somebody that remembers it firsthand.
exactly. Yeah. Yep. Um, all right. Let's see. Celebrity births. Audrey Hepburn was born in 1929, and Keith Haring was born in 1958 on this day. Also, there were a couple notable deaths. In 1975, Mo Howard, comedian from the Three Stooges. Yep. And we had Adam Yach from MC. He was also known as MCA. He was a member of the Beastie Boys, and he died in 2012. Yeah. All right. Well, let's see if we accidentally or purposely celebrate any holidays today. Today is Anti-Bullying Day.
Well,
I've not bullied anyone.
we did talk about bullying, so
That's true. We did. So there we go. Bird Day. Don't
just
like.
bird.
Yeah, just says Bird Day.
Okay,
Yeah. Great Lakes Awareness. I'm aware of them, so
I am
therefore
too.
I did it. Okay. International Firefighters Day. That's hot.
Eh,
Uh, International Respect for Chickens Day. I do have some frozen in the. Oh,
I
I
have
guess that's
I
not.
have great respect for chicken.
Hmm, me too. Okay, it's
A Not that kind of chicken.
oh, good.
Well,
It's
because they're not
what?
hairy. They've already been plucked.
Oh, okay. All right, moving on. It is KIND Day. No
Okay.
idea. It's also Melanoma Day. Oh, our first lady. It's National Candied Orange Peel Day. Oh, our president.
Why would that be
Um,
this time?
I have no idea.
I mean, that's
I would
such a
think that'd be more of an autumn thing.
no. It's a winter thing because,
Yeah.
well, or I guess it could be autumn. The whole idea was they would candy because this is what I do every year. You candy the fruit rinds
Mm,
because you do those at the time of the harvest, so you're literally not throwing anything away,
mhm.
and then you pull those things out for holidays, so you have something sweet and citrusy at a time period where, well, nowadays one of the biggest harvests of citrus is during the winter time. But before that, we didn't know that. So
Right.
this is a way of preserving it. And so today being that's weird because it's not citrus anything right now.
Right. Oh. Okay. It's also National Kids Fitness Day.
Ugh.
I never celebrated that.
Well, not
Um,
just that. It was yet one of those. great humiliating things that we got to do in school.
Yeah.
Remember the presidential thing where you had to be able to run, jump, do a certain amount of push-ups, sit-ups, all that.
Ye-
Never got it. I failed
Nope.
every year, which just added to my self-esteem as a fat kid. So thank you for
Yeah.
that.
Well, and our gym teacher, he had us do burpees, which I thought was some stupid ass shit that he made up. And turns out that they're not made up, but they are hell.
What are
So
they?
they're the ones where you like go down to the ground and then you kick your feet out and then back up and then you stand up.
Oh, that sounds horrendous.
Oh, it fucking was, especially when you were chubby.
Oh, how about let's climb the rope.
Oh, fuck that. No.
I was always like, I'm not fucking climbing the rope whether I could or not.
Hmm.
What protect? You got a mat down here, a
Uh,
mat, and it goes up what 25 feet? Fuck you, people.
yep.
Yeah, you know what? You know what doesn't help when you jump out of a three-story window? A mat on the ground.
Not, oh, anyway, yeah, and then we would have to like do an entire lap all the way around the whole like playground field, all that area. Blah. And then do 5 laps around it. Oh, fuck you.
Yeah, well, what I did was, um, my satisfaction was that they are going to have to stay there the whole time. So, well, if you're that anxious to watch me run around this thing and it's going to take forever, take a seat.
Yeah, good luck. All right, it is National Orange Juice Day, again with the fruit.
It's weird.
Yeah, National Weather Observers Day. I have observed it. I was out in it, got rained on. It was nice. All right, it is Petite and Proud Day. You know what you can do with that. And yeah, we also have Renewal Day. I am renewed. Star Wars Day and World Give Day. Did you give to the world?
I give the world every day.
So I hear. All right. Let's
As you
see.
can see, I need a haircut.
Oh,
I've got this is a little wild.
I didn't notice.
I just need the sides cleaned. I can handle the I can handle the top. I just can't handle the sides.
Oh, we know that you can handle the top. All right. Happy birthday today to Brendan and Dean. And happy birthday upcoming to Kathy, Lane, Stacy, Stephanie, Janet, Richard, Matt, Alex, Melissa, former actor Curtis, we used to work with at the theater sometimes when he'd show up. Oh, did I say that out loud? We
Oh,
also
but I'll tell you, if you want to get people upset at you,
yeah.
mention that in front of his friends.
Uh,
And it's like, okay, well, let's they because I said every time we had a show, he was going to miss at least a week, and they go, he never did that, and I go, well, I know that when we did Jeffrey, he didn't show up one weekend, and they found him underneath a car on Sunday morning.
I wasn't
So
even
don't
part of the
tell
theater at
me.
that point, but I remember the story.
Oh my God.
Uh, all right. Also to Christian Robbie Sloan. Oh, that Auntie Vera Charles. Happy birthday, Auntie Vera.
I thought that was last week.
Nope,
Okay.
next week. Yeah. We also have actor, well, I think he's an actor, Patrick. And we have Jerry, Eli, Johnny, and Alice. A lot of people being born during this crazy time. And also tomorrow is would have been my stepmother's uh 59th birthday, I think. So yeah. All right.
Wait, 59th?
Yeah, she was only 3 years older than I was.
Wow.
Yeah. So Danny was Worse than you. So, anyway, so we get to Chub hugs. That's where my Chub hug, because I mean, God, we could give Chub hugs to the world, but I'm gonna give them to my stepmother's family, who are probably going to be really, really super torn up tomorrow. So,
Well, mine would go out to anybody that has been going through what I have been going through.
oh,
Um, because well,
autumn.
because it was like back in February when the allergies first started kicking in,
Mhm.
and it's like, okay, well, I can deal with those. And then I got something in March that was, was probably close to pneumonia. And then this last week, remember if you remember last week, I was coughing a lot. And it was weird because it was a different cough than the March, February cough.
Right.
And so I went to the doctor on Tuesday because this kicked in on Sunday. So I went to the doctor and he gave me a bunch of pills. Nothing's wrong with it was nothing. It's like I don't know what's wrong. I didn't have a fever. I
Hmm.
didn't my mucus wasn't coming out a bad color.
How
You
was
know, it
your
was it,
X-ray?
it was clear. What?
Your X-ray was clear.
And the
Yeah.
x-ray was clear. Um and the only thing that they could find wrong was with my x-ray was that I'm shrinking,
Hmm.
which I already knew. It was weird because
It was cold out.
I'd been to the doctor recently, a few months back, and they measured me, and I was 3 inches shorter than I was
Three. Oh
three.
my.
Yeah,
That is shrinking.
I went from 5'10" to 5'7".
What?
I
That's
know. Well,
crazy.
Sean does a lot of this to me, looking down. And he
Oh,
goes, "You're obviously shorter." And I'm like, "I'm not. It's just perception. You're looking at me from
yeah.
above, and that
You're
that makes me
wearing taller shoes.
yeah." So anyway, but they had me on the 5 days of whatever it was, and it's I'm I it's I can if I start coughing, I can at least clear my throat.
Oh, that's good.
Where I there was a couple nights I woke up like out of a horror movie, when they've got the they can't breathe, they can't move,
Mm,
and there's just
mm,
so that was fun. So I'm glad that's over with. And then last night, okay, this is terrible. This is so me. So because I couldn't sleep right, there's only one way I could sleep, and that was I could sleep on my right side,
mm,
on my side, because I'm not a back sleeper. So I'm sleeping on that. So my left side, because I'm sleeping only on my right side, so I'm not moving. I end up with this pain in my hip.
mm.
So I've got a pain in my hip, and I'm still at a point where I can't roll over because if I do, I start coughing a little bit. So so I'm I don't know what happened in the middle of the night. I rolled and twisted my knee, so
Uh,
I'm literally hobbling around the house, and I'm like, oh my God, what is that? The last 4 months, well, now we're into our our fourth month. I have been just a basket case.
mm. Well, if you were a vegan, all these problems would just magically go away.
It's
Like
true.
your brother. Well, that sucks. Don't forget, we also with the barometric pressure right now from our rain coming back, it's probably affecting our joints. So,
Yeah. Well, and so all of those out there who are experiencing late um, winter illnesses,
hmm.
here's a chub hug.
Oh,
Okay.
cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there's nothing in our feed bag, but we did have one sad celebrity death.
It's true. And it was from, don't do that. Sorry. All of a sudden, an app wanted to open up on its own.
Uh,
It was a former vocalist from Santana,
hmm.
Alex Lingerwood. He died at 79 years old.
Wow.
But and then I mean, there's been some minors, like the voice of some baseball team. He just recently died, but
Mm,
I'm trying to I'm trying to keep it to at least somebody national.
yeah,
Yeah,
I understand.
yeah.
But all right. Well, what happened this week for you?
Well, besides the fact that I'm falling apart,
Hmm.
and that's the weird thing. I got my blood work back and everything's perfect.
Hmm.
I got a chest X-ray, you know, fine. I've got no there's no they couldn't figure out why I would have been sick in March. We don't know what that was. But I all everything tests perfect, but I'm just a basket case. So anyway, okay, so here's what I watched. I watched quite a bit of stuff, but it's just not worth talking about, which is sad. But Sheriff's County, we're coming up on the end of the first season, and it was funny because Dad, in the grandfather in the show, who's just super hot, um,
Hmm.
he was in another show that we were watching, and I'm like, that's him, that's him. And I'm trying to think. It was he's in The Boys. He was the guy who helped out the girl, Firecracker, the older guy that ran the I don't know if it was a church or and she turned him in like to be a bad guy.
Oh, okay, that sounds familiar.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
my God, I couldn't believe she did that. Anyway, but he is the same
Hmm.
actor, so it was like so that was fun. But Sheriff's County, I'm really enjoying it. I'm just they're starting to play will they or won't they? Sam and Diane bullshit, and I hate that. So
Yeah.
um, I just I don't think every show needs a romance.
Yeah, I totally. I'm there. Yeah.
Especially, you're a detective show. You're an action thriller. You don't need a fucking romance.
Yep.
Okay. But we still have a few episodes left there, a few episodes left of Elspeth. We're all done with Matlock for the season. And boy, wait till you watch that last episode.
Hmm.
It almost became comical because when you're watching a show and you think to yourself, wow, they're tying this up quick. It's almost like an old Brady Bunch episode where Jan's pretty upset, but by the 22-minute mark she's over it. And
Yeah.
that's kind of they all of a sudden it was like boom boom boom. Oh wow, that was quick. Okay, so
Huh.
but Matlock is done for the season. On American Idol, they're down to the top five, I believe it is. Um, they got rid of my favorite person last week, so I'm kind of out of it. But we'll see what happens. On Survivor, they sent home Stephanie this week, who was being awfully schemy,
Mm,
and it was like I always love the person who says, well, right now I'm kind of right in between, so I'm really the one, driving this boat. And it's like, yeah, every time you say that, you're the one that goes home.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
and let's see, uh we're still watching the DTF St. Louis. He's much more interested in it than I am. The thing I don't, yeah, have you watched any of this at all? No, you haven't.
Mm-mm.
Okay, so it's about these two guys. They're friends. They're basically heterosexual. They're bored. They're in their 50s. So and so they hear about this DTF app, and so they get involved with it, and bad things happen. But um, it's so interesting because um, I think one of the reasons I'm a little bit bored is that they're going on about, oh, look, they're going off in apps and they're meeting people and they're having sex and at one point the one guy is watching his wife have an affair with with the best friend through the closet at a shady motel, and I'm like, God, these heterosexual people are so boring. They're waiting until 50 to do this, you know?
Right.
And yeah, it's like, oh my God, they must think, oh my God, we are so progressive. And it's like, oh my God, this is so old and boring.
Well,
Um,
what was that? Remember the series with the why wives kill their husbands or something like that?
yeah, yeah,
Okay. Do you remember that one season where they had like they invited another woman to like move
yes,
in with them or something like that and have it and they were like, "Oh, this is so forward thinking." I'm like, "Really?"
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Wait until they'll rob you or they'll take your husband, one or the other.
Straight people do the funniest
I
things.
know, and so late in life.
Right.
So so anyway, yeah. So I'm not getting the thrill out of it. I do like the two detectives. I think they're interesting, but the rest of it is like just I know it's in St. Louis, but it looks like they were filming for um, Seattle or for Portland because it's always cloudy and gloomy looking. I don't think I've seen the sunshine in the show at all.
Uh-uh.
Let's see. Oh God. Running Point, which is Kate Hudson's show on. It's on Netflix. It's a comedy about a dysfunctional family that owns a basketball team, and so it's actually really funny, well written. The season two, they just introduced Ray Romano as the new coach, and he's pretty funny in it. So it was funny. It was Sean's going, "Oh, are they going to keep they're getting a new coach?" And I go, "It's Ray Romano. You're not he's not coming on for one episode. You
Right.
know, this is like a you know TV royalty because of Raymond. So yeah."
Yeah.
We did watch Back to the Future, the first one,
Oh,
because we do have Back to the Future, the musical, coming to town
yeah.
in 2 weeks, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Well, 2 weeks now. Um, and so just kind of get a feel for it again. It's so weird when you're watching it because um, you just, first of all, Doc in the show, the actor was actually 47 in the show. So it's kind of weird when you're watching because he goes back in time and he looks as old as he did when he was 30 years older. And so
Yeah.
that the whole thing was interesting. But I think it's a really fun show though. It really is. Um, and then yeah, that's kind of it. The doctor thing this week. But yeah, I'm glad that's all over with. And now here we got 2 more days of cold 60 weather. And when I say cold, because people are going to be going, oh God, you West Coast people and you're 60 degrees cold. But it's we were in the 70s and 80s, and I don't know if it's different everywhere because I've not lived everywhere, but in California, we'll go from being very dry and very comfortable, and then we get like a rain pattern, and then all of a sudden it's cold and just your joints hurt and it's like what they always make fun of England, oh, my joints are hurting, the weather's coming in, that kind of stuff. And
Yeah.
it's and it for some reason it's true here. So I look forward to a kind of a weather pattern that's kind of holds, and not raining, flaming, you know, freezing, burning. I need something a
Yeah.
little better than that.
Ugh,
Consistency
hopefully.
is all I ask.
Right.
Oh, by the way, the Tonys nominations come out tomorrow.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah.
It'll
Okay.
be interesting to see how that goes this year.
Well, I can tell you, musicals are easy. There isn't anything to nominate, so they all get nominations.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
For me this week, I didn't actually do all that much, and yet I did a lot. So who knows how I can phrase it. Non-TV type stuff, I have started to write again. I'm trying to force myself to write a little I don't know, at least a short story. And that maybe will come out for Pride in June or something if I can get myself going. But it's been almost a year since I really sat down and focused on fiction writing, and it's like trying to get those gears moving is a little bit rustier than I
Well,
thought they would be.
I'll warn you. I got to a certain point and I was just done.
Yeah, I don't think I'm at that point, but I'll tell you, this last year, year and a half, I just was going through stuff, and especially mentally, and I just stopped doing a lot. In fact, other than our podcasts that I would work on, I stopped like recording a lot of stuff. I stopped doing my scanning projects. I stopped translating the old journals and things. My mind just said, nope, enough. And so I haven't done hardly anything. So trying to get myself back into writing, um, working on that. Let's see. So, I've been watching a lot of, well, pretty much nothing except Naked and Afraid. So I just put it
Well,
on and let it go. And I've watched from seasons 6 to 10. Um, this yeah, season 6 to 10 this last week. And what are my takeaways from this? One, a lot of times the women are tougher, even if they're, the more uh
girly.
yeah. They're a lot tougher. I mean, they'll stick it out when the guys who come in and they're just like, I'm gonna make Mother Nature my bitch. And you're always like, oh, we'll see. And then like they make it maybe 5 days and like, I can't do this.
Well,
I
on
and
alone,
and there's a couple of them, especially the guys that go in there, they're like, well, I really hope that the female partner I get put with is a traditional female and she can do the hunting or the gathering, and I'll do all the hunting and the manly stuff and she'll just follow my lead. And I'm like, what? Why? Why? Who are you? It just it pisses me off when they do that. And then there have been actually one or two, but one in particular woman who went in there and she was all like, I'm really used to being with the man who takes control of me, and I just really hope that my partner is one of those that will take the lead and do all this stuff and just boss me around like a good Christian woman. And yet she ended up being the one that was like doing the hunting and doing the thing.
well,
I am so baffled with gender roles.
that's what I was telling you about alone, which is where they drop 10 people off
Uh-huh.
and they have to survive. Well, I don't remember the first few seasons that well, but I can tell you that in the last few seasons, um, or most of the seasons, they have limited females, of course, just
Mm.
because that's, most women aren't going, yeah, drop me in the middle of nowhere and let me survive. They've got to have that Y gene in there somewhere to
Uh,
really mess with them. So, but these women are finishing in the top. Only one has won, but
mm.
in the past like 6 seasons, um, three or four of them are in the top five.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
and the women in this a lot of times are just as tough, if not tougher, than the men, and they're not like necessarily even being, they don't have the domineering strength of what they're doing, but they
Right.
have the fortitude and they're sticking it out when the men are just like, and then
Well,
the men that they do get in there, half of them, half of them are actually pretty decent guys, but there are some that are just like, dude, you are out of crazy town. And you would think, okay, well, they'd have to take on this challenge and think that they would,
right.
21 days and I'm gonna make Nate, but the ones that actually make it through are kind of like, smart guys. But I swear, at least every other episode, it seems like they're being taken out for hypothermia or
Right.
for falling in a fire or having boiling water spill on them or, like it's just like, let's take two people, stick them in the middle of places that nobody wants to fucking go, and then we'll just film them as they get closer and closer to death. And then we'll make lots of money off of it.
Well,
And
this last season, the first 4 days, we had four people leave.
mm,
Okay, there's only a cast of 10, right? And
right,
in the first 4 days, four of them left. One had fallen, and just because, and he's going, well, I'm obviously not getting enough water or enough food or
mm,
something, and I fell, and if I had been, like 90 degrees over from where it was, I would have probably killed myself.
right.
So he left. We had two guys that were just so depressed. I know now it's family. You haven't been gone from them that long.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
vacations are longer than you've been away from these people.
Yeah.
And it's just like, yeah, and it's all the guys.
Right.
And I'm wondering, well, I think all we really have on women is strength.
Mm?
physically Physically we domineer because that's the way it worked out, but
Yeah.
they women are smarter, they're calmer, they know how to, well, they know how to have four kids, a husband, and a job, and make it all work on their part.
Right.
With the husband comes home and bitches that he has to mow the lawn.
And I mean, get not only that, but carrying a kid for 9 months, giving birth to them, caring
Horrible.
for a whole ton of them, having a great big heavy man on top of you. I mean, women are fucking strong, and
And they do
yet,
the laundry and they clean
yeah,
the house and
they take care of
eh,
more shit than usually the
right.
guy does when he goes to work from 9 to 5, and then comes home and hopefully spends time with his family. But half the time he's probably out drinking beer and doing,
Well, I mean, even my dad, he came home every night,
yeah,
but we weren't, it wasn't the love, the family that you have
yeah,
today, where the dads are actually involved.
right,
Phil Dunphys of the world
yeah.
didn't exist when I was a kid.
Yeah, well, I didn't have that because my father was off raising other people's kids. So,
Yeah,
but
you see, but you have the great story of my dad had more than one family. See,
yeah, I wish. But yeah, so I mean, it's entertaining, and yet I think it's also kind of genius. It's like, hey, let's get dumb people to come do dumb things, and we'll film them doing dumb things and killing and eating snakes and just, oh my
and they're
God.
naked.
And yet, every once in a while, they'll have like some genius thing where I'm like, "Oh, that's really interesting." And yes, sometimes it's they've got a couple episodes where they'll get like a really hot guy on there, and they don't blur the butt all the time, and you're just like, well, that's nice to look at, but boy, is he a fucking idiot. I
Yeah.
was oh, and the biggest I almost said a word that only the president would say. So the biggest wimps usually turn out to be like the Marines. I was in the Marine Corps and I did this and I did that and blah blah blah, and I hunt deer, and then they go on this and they're like 3 days in, they're like, I can't take it. I miss my baby.
Yeah, but you got to remember that those people, the Marines, have an officer that is in control of their lives.
Right,
So they're
exactly. Exactly.
everyone goes, oh wow, there's if they're in the military, they're really found themselves, and it's like
Right.
some of them, sure, a lot of them do, but most of the guys are there because they couldn't handle leaving mom, so they got thrown from one mother to another mother.
Well, yeah, and they're told what to do. They don't have to think a lot for themselves. They've got usually a tent and equipment and water, and they're provided enough that when they do go through tough shit, it's not necessarily sitting starving, being eaten by fucking. That's the thing that would do me because I say all this knowing full well. I would not do this because
Oh
this would
yeah, yeah,
not
absolutely.
be me. But like the bugs to me are the worst
Oh,
of it.
doesn't happen on Survivor when they lift up their arm and they've got so
Oh,
many bug bites that you're disgusted.
and that's on this. I mean, it literally is just nothing but red bumps all the way down. And they're eating some they get like their lips fucked up from when they ate something poisonous. They've got just like, jeez. Anyway, the only other thing that I really watched this week was Going in Style, which is a 1979 movie with George Burns, Art Carney, and Lee Strasberg.
Right.
And I mean, I don't want to knock it in the fact that it really was for its time a good movie. But oh my God, if you take it out of that context, there was like they're all dying off, they're making dumb choices, they're just but I'll tell you, they're brilliant actors. It was a hard movie to watch, but it was fine. And if you want to hear more about our more in-depth take on it, DJ and I talk about it on the next Matinee Minutia, which will be out in about a week. So,
There's a new show on show on YouTube called "Why'd They Wear That?"
okay.
and it's got
Oh
Clinton
yeah, I
Kelly,
think you talked about that. Yeah.
Clinton Kelly,
Yeah.
and then the girl I guess that was also in the why'd you wear that dress or something,
Okay.
an old series they did together. And but it was so funny because they did Tootsie,
Uh-huh.
and they're going, so much was put upon, his transformation from Michael Dorsey to Dorothy Michaels,
Mm.
and but they're going, but Terry Garr was the fashion queen of this show. Look at
Yeah.
what she's wearing to the and they show clips and stuff, and it's really funny because it's um, I love the fact that they're making me look at, I love it and hate it, that they're making me look at shows I know
Mm.
and go, yeah, that is an odd choice. And at the end, are you familiar with Tootsie?
Oh yeah. For the
Okay,
most part, I mean, I haven't watched it in years, but yeah, I've
right. Well, at the end, when he's making up with her and they're out on the street, and
mm.
she goes, "Hey, can I wear that little yellow Halston number?" And
uh,
he goes, "No, you'll spill beer on it." Well, what are you going to do with it? They have a little argument.
yeah.
Well, Clinton goes, "Where's that fucking dress? They never showed us the yellow Halston." And I'm
Right.
like,
Yeah.
that always did bother me because I'm like, I don't remember a yellow dress. Why would they
Uh,
make reference to something and not have us able to go in our head, oh yeah, that's right. That was the one he wore at the party with the blah blah blah. No, it's not in
right.
the movie.
Or if you just add that you just bought, then that would have made more sense too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something,
Yeah.
something. And so, but it's sometimes fun, like
Right.
matinee minutia, to go
Mm.
back and look at something old, and it becomes something completely new again.
Right. And in fact, one of the things that what we talked about on that was that we had veteran actors who were in their actually like late 70s ish were in that era. And then you had a director who this was his first time directing a major movie, and he was not even 40.
Wow.
So, and I said, and I kind of compared it to when I directed Trolling. which is, for anybody that doesn't know, is the play that Tom wrote about older people in their like late 50s, 60s, and early 70s, um, and how directing the actors that were playing them, we knew them, we respected them, they were amazing older actors, and I walked in as somebody who'd only directed like two things before. And so I kind of was able to take advantage of learning from them as much as we were working anyway. All right.
It
This week
was a great cast.
it was a brilliant cast.
Yeah.
Few divas at times, but it still worked out.
Well, yeah, but when you've got, I mean, because there were very few times where I would say that we had the creme de la creme of actors in a show
Mm,
where we actually got who was really the best in
right.
town to play. Because we were a gay group, so if you didn't have a strong gay show like Cat on a Hot Tin Roof,
Mhm.
nobody else was auditioning.
Right.
So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Anyway, go ahead.
Brilliant. This week I have some strategic planning meetings coming up for the nonprofit that I work with. And so that'll be fun as we plan out the next 3 years. So I've got that in the works. And
So
I
what do you guys do? How can you plan with the current administration?
well, that's the thing is we plan as if that wasn't happening, or as if we will be able to have we just have to plan as if the funding is going to be there. And
Well, you
if it
probably also
isn't,
have to plan on if
yeah.
it's not.
Well,
A little
we
bit, be prepared.
in that case, then yeah, you just kind of take what you're doing and then you scale back.
Right.
But for now, we're just going to move forward as if everything's going to still come down the pike, because we're still being offered to apply for grants that have been and are supposed to be funded. Some of them are not federal funded grants, but
Okay.
then we are one of the largest case managers for people with HIV from the Ryan White Foundation, and Ryan White is another one that has had funding cut and things like that. But um, they're supposed to say they said we have the funds to move forward with blah blah blah, so we're going to keep doing it as much as we can. And also, I plan to finish up Heated Rivalry this week, as well as get into season 2 of the Godzilla series with Kurt Russell in it.
On the subject of heated rivalry,
Mhm.
the NHL playoffs are going on right now,
Okay.
and these people are not cute.
I know this was definitely a fantasy land watching those.
Well, what's terrible is it's kind of like it's like the AI thing. You can't keep promising or going, "Ooh, this is hot," and then go, "Wait, what do you mean that doesn't really exist?"
Right,
Wait, okay, you tell me this is my ideal, and then tell me, well, you got to go down about eight things,
right.
eight legs to get to where you can actually qualify and get that kind of shit.
Yeah.
So stop promising me something I can't have.
That was probably why Wayne Gretzky was so popular, is because he was at least nice to look at. All right. Love it or hate it, Saturday Night Live.
I love it and hate it.
I've only watched clips of it here and there for the past few years, but man, when I was younger, I loved it. Even when it was stupid, I still watched it and
Oh
loved
yeah.
it because it was counterculture. And satire, and now it's
Well, it was
not.
it was at some it was something you could you actually knew. It was
Yeah.
familiar. They were playing to the crowd.
Yeah.
And now they're playing to a crowd that doesn't watch the show,
Mhm.
which I don't get. I'm watching it going, okay, I'm laughing. So that means that the crowd that they want to play to has no idea what's going on.
Right.
And they make jokes that are way over the heads of I would say Gen Zers.
Mm,
And but then they'll bring in somebody who's younger, a younger host, and I don't get any of the jokes.
yeah. Well, it for me, it kind of feels like The Boys. The Boys have so many Gen X references in it that I think it's freaking hilarious. And yet I'm like going, unless you're like maybe a comic and movie nerd who
Right.
has gone back and watched a whole bunch of shit in reruns, are the younger generations understanding what the hell they're hearing?
Oh, speaking of that, it's funny that you said that. On Hacks this week,
Mm,
the younger girl, the co-writer, not Jean Smart, the girl, Lorraine
mm.
Newman's daughter, she made reference. They were talking about old TV, and she made and Jean Smart goes, "Oh, so you know your history?" She goes, "Well, I grew up with Nick at Night,"
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I'm like, "Yes,
They
that is
must be
such."
listening to us 'cause
Yeah, I know,
yeah.
and that's exactly what you were saying. Some of us that were, that watched, because I was big into syndicated TV between
Hmm.
5 and 8 o'clock on
Yes.
on on the
Yeah.
uh, on the independent stations. They would have all these old shows.
Yeah.
That's where I got to see at least a few episodes of The Facts of Life because I didn't watch it when it came out,
Right.
and Prince of Bel Air. I saw some of those, and
Yeah.
and that's the only reason I would have seen them was because there was this other opportunity for
Right.
me, and so I understand why kids don't know shit.
Well, yeah, because I mean, growing up, that five, was the staying away from the news hour on the main stations. So, oh, but actually, then kids stuff kind of ended at like maybe 4:30. So I got to see, like the Brady Bunch and the Partridge Family and Give Me a Break and like all those shows that I didn't necessarily get a chance to, and then they would hit 7 o'clock and they'd go to like something like the old Star Trek,
Right,
something it was like an hour one that was leading into whatever your nighttime shows were. So I got to see a lot of stuff that I wouldn't have seen otherwise. But Nick at
right.
Night, oh my God, I've seen so many shows that from the olden days, but I'm
Well,
talking like,
sure.
Dragnet and Car 54 and
Well,
all that
that's what's
stuff that I
on.
never would have seen otherwise.
That's what's on Me TV now. Is
Yeah,
is
I kind
and
of
and
wish I could get that.
and it's you can. It's on. You can get it on streaming.
Yeah, I'm just
Um,
lazy.
but the thing about it is that most of it's black and white now,
Mm,
and and
mhm.
and kids under the age of 40 don't want to watch anything black and white.
Which is such a shame.
It is.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't like black and white either, but there's so much that so many opportunities that you're basically anything that came out before 1966 is in black and white.
Yeah. And then
Y-
I don't necessarily like the Bewitched, the black and white Bewitched. I'd rather watch those in black and white than watch the colorized version, which just is weird looking, but that's just me. Okay. Hey, time for Hey Chubs. I haven't read these, so
Either
we
have I.
will be fresh off the
Okay.
whatever. Okay, here we go. Hey Chubs, Timothy wants to know. Spirit Airlines went out of business in the middle of the night without warning, just stopped. It left flyers stranded and confused. Do companies like Spirit Airlines have a lower obligation to customers because they're budget carriers, or is that an unfair assumption?
That's unfair. Because believe me, um, if it was Macy's or if it was, I'm just trying to think of larger companies. They're, if when it's time to pull the plug, they pull the plug. They don't wean you off of them at all
Mm-hmm.
because it's like for instance, last year Smash was doing moderately well on Broadway, but they
Mm-hmm.
could tell that it didn't get any Tony nominations, so they cut it and they gave like a week and it was over. And it was like because if they go, well, we really should, honor, all the people that had tickets, even though we can refund that.
Mm.
We should honor that, which would put us even more in debt and more in debt and more in debt. And you can't do that with companies. Companies are like, okay, we're closing it down, we're done. Put
Yeah,
the sign on the door.
I mean, I would mostly agree with that, although,
I think it's wrong,
yeah,
but
I mean, you have whatever like flights for at least the next day or two, you should at least try to get those people home.
I know, it's a horrible situation. But
Right,
they do that with, I mean, I've been watching a thing, Boston Market did that when they started closing up all their places. They just called up the manager and said, put a sign, you're closed. And it's
right.
like, what do you mean we're closed? We've got payroll, we've got orders, and it's like, well, that's fine. Then you can do it on your dime because we're not paying anything anymore. And people went without
Exactly.
getting paid. They lost their jobs, they lost their medical, everything. But business is business. It's like for instance, if it was you and everyone goes, well, can you just kind of stay open an extra month so we can get everything scheduled? And it's like, then I will be out of business as well, because
Mm,
that then it comes out of your pocket. You're not making anything anymore. So
right.
I get it, but it's a shitty situation all the way around,
Exactly. And
especially if
need
you're
to
in
have
Bermuda and you don't have a plane home.
that's yeah, exactly. I think they need to have at least some obligation to try to help those people get home, even if it's on a different airline. But that's me,
Yeah.
my input on that. Hey, Chubbs, Timothy wants to know, in today's economy, is it fair for parents to charge their adult children rent when they move back home, or should family support come without a price tag? I think that if the adult child is making income and can afford it, or if the adult person who is letting them move back in isn't very wealthy, then absolutely they should contribute. I mean, that's what we do here. Mother pays the rent, and I take care of all the utilities and the lower price stuff because
Well, yeah. I
that I
mean,
can afford. So I contribute in how I can.
well, I think it's a situation of where, um, I mean, in the old days, families lived together forever,
Yeah,
and it wasn't until closer to when we were kids that kids actually moved out of the house.
right. The whole
Um,
nuclear family thing.
yes, and um, so I think that if a child has come back, to live, then it's a situation of how long are you coming in for? Are
Right.
you is this transition? This transition, fine. Mom, dad, whoever can
Mm,
take care of the bills. That's fine.
right.
But if you're coming back and you're staying, then you have to become part of that household. And
Right. And
that's
if they
also contributing to that household.
exactly, and if they own their home, then it's probably going to become a generational home where it will be passed to the kids that or the adult children that are living there. Then it's a generational thing and they should contribute toward it, in my
Except
opinion.
and it's true. I think absolutely. Well, if you're going to stay there, then you
Hmm.
need to contribute.
Yeah.
And I don't mean stay there a couple days. I mean, if you're staying there permanently, you need to be part of the process.
Right. Exactly. Okay. Um, hey Chubbs, it's been reported that Goodwill has almost doubled its prices within the last year. For instance, a half-used candle is selling for around $6. If a charity gets its inventory for free through donations, is it still acting like a charity when it raises prices beyond what low-income shoppers can afford? Um, yes, in that it's raising prices because it that its building rent has probably gone up, insurance has probably gone up, having to pay,
Electricity.
and not all of their employee, the people that work there are they're going to be more employees than they're going to be volunteers. So there's, yeah. However, I will say that the whole half-used candle for $6, that type of thing is bullshit. And I've seen a number of those. The last times I was in stores like this, they were selling CDs for like 12 bucks. They had old broken records that were scratched and stuff like that, and they're like, "Oh, it's vintage. It's $15." I'm like, "You're high. Hell no." But if they have really nice stuff, yeah, they got to raise their prices. I get it.
Yeah, but
Not
I
fair,
think
but I get it.
I think what Timothy's asking is, should they, if they're getting shit for free,
Uh-huh.
sh it's kind of like when they go, wow, look, we've got the war, oil's costing more, so gas is costing more, even though the gas that you're putting into your car today was
Hmm.
processed, 90 days ago, 120 days ago. So that isn't technically the gas that is costing more.
But
But
yeah.
they do that the same way. It's like, oh, we're going to put the tariffs on coffee, so coffee goes up $5, and it's like, we haven't even gotten any new coffee yet. Why is it going up? Because
Right.
if everybody is trying to
Yeah,
get
that
theirs.
that's the whole gouging thing, and that's the thing that I hate.
Yeah,
And yes, I do get irritated with places like this, especially that do that type of thing if they're offering shit. But also remember that I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, that Goodwill is there because they are raising money that goes to the charities to actually help people.
I know, but
So,
they also are the people that they're getting, that are buying from them,
mhm.
are also low income. So
Well,
you're asking,
are they?
yeah,
Because when I go in there, it's usually a bunch of thrifty moms who gave up couponing because they're all digital now and they can't get the thrill of clipping the coupons. So they're going in there looking for that great find that they can sell on eBay. So I don't
well,
know.
I
I
don't
don't
know
know.
that, honestly, I don't know that there's that much of that. But what I do see when I go in there is a lot of people who are low income, looking for a birthday present, or they're like, you've seen the clothes that they have there, it's crap.
Oh yeah.
And there's people that are there that are shopping for their own clothing, and it's like, oh God, this is horrible.
Hmm.
And but that's what happens. And so I see those are the people who are getting gouged, not.
Yeah. And that sucks. That is wrong to me. Especially
Yeah,
for I just keep seeing that half-used candle and I'm like, I've seen those. I've
I have
seen
not.
them.
That was when I did glance at that, and I'm like, what is a half-used candle? Why are they selling half-used candles? That's weird.
Yeah, or like they'll sell a pack of what would have been like four long stem candles, but there's only like two in the box, so it's like partially. Yeah, I don't
Okay,
know.
that's
Yeah.
weird.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you, Timothy. All right. I remember Thriller.
Is this the album or the movie?
Um, all of the above.
Uh,
I will say I remember when the song came out.
Oh, so we're
Um,
talking the song. Okay.
And I remember the video that, and that to me was the real thing about Thriller, whether it was the album, whether it was whatever. Now the song actually, I was a little kid, so the song actually kind of scared me a little bit. But the first time I saw the video, I was like, damn, this is awesome. I'd never seen anything like that
Where
before.
did you see it?
Well, on TV, of course.
Oh, so
Not MTV, maybe MTV, but I was trying to remember. I don't think I actually saw the premiere of it.
yeah, because that was what was cool.
Yeah.
Because all of a sudden, there's the premiere of the new Michael Jackson video
Hmm.
on TV. What?
Yeah.
What does it need a fucking premiere for? It's a music video, and it's like, oh, well, it's like 25 minutes long. What? You
I
know,
know. Right.
and they had sketched out. It was 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock,
Hmm.
and it had it. And I don't think they ran commercials during the actual video.
Hmm.
They ran commercials before and after, but it was a solid, music video. We didn't know what to expect. And when they started doing the dun, 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 dun,
Uh-huh.
we're locked, everybody's locked in. It's all
Oh
anybody
yeah.
talked about.
Yep. Because I do remember seeing it, and I think it was the premiere, but I also remember having the album. I must have seen it on television. It must have been not been like an MTV thing. It must have been like on regular television because I remember it and I just thought it was the most amazing thing I had ever seen.
Because
So,
remember, it was also the third or fourth song released off that album.
yeah,
So it's not like we didn't know the song beforehand. Because
right.
we liked the song beforehand. Because they had out, it was Billie Jean was the first one,
Mm,
and the second one
Beat
was
It, I think.
was it Beat It?
Well,
Okay.
I thought Billie Jean was no, okay, yeah. It must have been Billie Jean and then Beat It.
And then it was either Thriller or it was gonna be starting something.
Oh yeah, yeah, that was after
Let me look
Thriller.
at Thriller real quick. Because this, I mean, it was a moment in time for those of us that
Yeah.
were that age. And and so let's see, because there was only four hits off of Thriller
Mm.
because they made the mistake of releasing most of the other songs on the B-sides.
Okay.
And so it's
Huh.
like, oh god damn it, we gave it, we gave the we gave the milk away for free.
Right.
Okay, want to be starting something.
Hmm.
Baby Be Mine, The Girl Is Mine, Thriller, Beat It,
Oh
Billie
yeah.
Jean, Human Nature,
Oh
uh,
yeah. Yeah.
PYT,
Ah,
and The Lady in My Life.
I don't
There was
really remember that one.
there's only 9 songs,
Hmm.
but yeah, but when Thriller came out, I remember it was an event,
Yeah.
and
And then Paul McCartney, he and The Girl Is Mine.
ugh,
Yeah. That I mean, yes, it was a sappy song, but it was so big at that time.
well,
And
yeah,
then PYT, I actually liked that song for, until they played it to death. But
well, that was the problem with most things.
yeah, but I
Uh,
think that's one of the things though, is that with Thriller, like we're not even now, what, 40 something, 40 years later,
yeah,
we're not totally bored with it. Like it comes on and we're listening to it again and not
well,
like going, "Oh God, I don't want to listen to Celine Dion right now." It's
yeah,
just like, "Oh, it's Thriller."
but the difference here, the big difference is,
Mm.
it's like Mariah Carey's "All I Want for Christmas Is You." It comes around once a year.
Yeah.
Thriller, Thriller is back on the charts every year in October.
Yeah.
And that it's and that's fine. That's good. That it's become a holiday favorite, let's call it, because
Right.
there's not a lot of horror songs. So outside of the Monster Mash, you get Thriller.
Yep. And then of course the Three Dog Night has Bad Moon Rising or something, and that's about
Well, it's Quick Creedence Clearwater, but
it.
sure. Um,
Purple People Eater.
but yeah, so but the Thriller, both the album
Mm.
and the and but really the song became um it was huge. It was just
Yeah.
it was a monster in itself. And it was because Michael Jackson said, let's do something fun with this. Well, or whoever said that. Somebody said, let's have some fun with it. And they got fucking Vincent Price to come in.
Mm.
So even the non Michael Jackson fans, the older people were going, wow, they're giving tribute to fucking Vincent Price,
Right.
and as being one of the great voices of horror films, and that's great too. It was the whole thing was just really smart, and it was nice. It was
And
just a nice.
it redefined music videos and what they
Well,
could be.
and they could never be again. That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
It set the bar so high that all it did was cripple anybody that tried to get close to it. And
Yeah.
to the point of where they're doing music videos today that are more like what the Carpenters were doing back during the early 70s, which was going to Disneyland and with a Super 8 millimeter, shooting a bunch of film, tying it all together, putting the song on it, and go, look, here's our music video.
Right.
Because it was cheap and it was still effective, and they weren't trying to figure out how to build from a concept of the song. Because
Exactly.
the one that one of my favorites that I love and I hate was uh, "Love Is a Battlefield." Remember
Okay.
when all of a sudden Pat Benatar's doing the dance? Dun, 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 dun. I
Yeah.
remember howling because I mean this is Pat Benatar and they've got her doing stupid shit, but I loved it. But it's just like, you know, what all of us will not do for the dollar. You know,
Yeah.
we
Well,
will
I mean,
sell our soul to sell more albums, to sell more songs, to
mm,
make more money, and yeah, yeah.
because I mean, Cindy Lauper and Madonna, they had amazing videos, and then you look at and some Corey Hart videos were really good too. But you look at the very early Corey Hart, like Sunglasses at Night, you're like, what the fuck is that? I love you, but this is bad.
Right, because
But
well,
they
they
didn't
didn't
know
have
what they were doing.
any money to do it.
That's
And
true.
I
Yeah.
will agree. I mean, Cindy had a lot of really lovely artsy kind of
Hmm.
things, but Madonna is probably the closest to go for the Michael Jackson thing because
Yes. Yeah.
she high concept, big big, trying to get the choreography and the lighting and the costuming and it make it a production.
Yeah.
But it didn't, honestly, it probably didn't help them sell more albums.
Mm.
It just got them played in bars, and that's the only reason why people make videos nowadays, is so that
Right.
they get
Yeah.
played in clubs.
True. All
And
right.
nobody's buying albums anyway. Why are they bothering? I just don't get it. Okay, go
It's
ahead.
still part of the industry. So, yeah.
I guess.
Okay. Well, what's in your lunchbox? Mr. Moose wrote in and said, I got cold yesterday. Cold today, too. Too cool to do stuff outside, so I wanted to kill time and I decided to cook. First, I baked a pineapple upside down or a pineapple cake for which hubby likes. But there's no picture of that. You've seen it before.
Oh, thank God. I thought that the thing with the mashed potatoes was it.
Ah, that cake didn't take enough time, so I baked a meatloaf, which hubby also likes.
Oh, is that meatloaf?
I
Okay.
hate meatloaf, but I ate a little anyway. Then there's a big chunk of yellow pepper and on full display in the picture, which is distracting. I sauteed all the vegetables before mixing it into the ground beef and the turkey. Veggies are celery, onion, yellow pepper, parsley, and garlic. Tomatoes in there as well. Hubby likes tomato paste on top, which is a bit dark in this picture, with red skin mashed potatoes there too. Well, I have to agree probably with hubby in that I would make a short meal of that.
Well,
That is
I'll
nice.
tell you, first of all, I like barbecue sauce on top, is not the ketchup or the tomato paste.
Yeah.
And I don't put that many vegetables in it,
Yeah,
which
I
is
don't I
it's
don't
kind of
either.
smart though.
Yeah.
But
Fills
I
it
did,
out.
yeah. Well, and it gives, well, because let's face it, when you have mashed potatoes and gravy and
Mm,
meatloaf, you know what you don't want? Vegetables. So you kind of shove it into the meatloaf and make it happen there, which I think is a
mm.
smart idea.
And then if you put the mashed potatoes on top, it becomes shepherd's pie.
Shepherd's pie, yes. Okay.
All right. And then got the Thai version of sesame chicken for lunch. Stronger flavor than typical Chinese. Was good. Hard to describe the flavor. Strong, sweet, and garlicky.
Gorgeous.
Yeah. And then finally, we have
Yeah, what is it? What is it?
bought an appetizer instead of a full meal at the Thai restaurant.
Got it. Okay.
Just lettuce wraps and only ate a little. No appetite. They were good.
Okay. I was trying, this thing had me so confused.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what that was either.
Because well, the thing is that I don't um I don't eat enough meat, a protein wrapped up with a cabbage or a lettuce
Yeah.
wrap. So, but yes, that makes so much sense, and it looks really actually kind of refreshing. I wonder if there was a sauce.
That would have been interesting. I could
Yeah,
see that.
because I do like making like chicken salad and egg salad and making them into wraps instead of putting them on bread. So
Mm.
yeah.
Yeah. So the next thing we have here is from Mr. Michael Sage, who sent in this beautiful photo of a prime rib dip. Now, let me tell you, I guess he is no longer a vegetarian, and he's just eating that cow. But he said the sandwich was so big that he could only eat half of it, and I called him an amateur.
Yeah, it's been weird late since I've been sick.
Yeah.
I'm not eating as much,
Hmm.
and so it's like, I'm like, oh, I think I'll save the rest of this for tomorrow or for lunch or whatever.
Hmm.
And I'm like, who am I? What's going on here?
Yeah.
But this is like it's a French dip, right?
Yeah. I think it's an anchoovy. Yeah.
Oh
It's
my God.
beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful.
And
I
so
would
that's cut.
love
That's
that.
it. So that's not two sliders. It's cut in half
Right.
because it looks like two different sandwiches, doesn't it?
That's yeah, but when you look at the buns, yes. But I think the slice is away from the camera.
Yeah. Oh, well, I realized that.
Yeah.
And what was I was just watching something where they were talking about, it was somebody had made um, a French dip, but they had cut the meat too thick. So when they bit
Mm.
into it, they just pulled out a whole slice of meat hanging out of their mouth, which was
Ah,
really funny. Um, and I'm like, but I like a more substantial piece of meat
yeah.
on my French dip.
Oh yeah, that too.
Then because the old shaved meat sandwich,
Hmm.
that basically eats like air.
Yeah.
um I always didn't like as much because I didn't feel like you got your mouth knives, so that should take care of
Hmm.
that meat. Or you know what, you can always just get a knife, a fork and a knife, cut yourself off pieces.
Well, all I know is that cows beware, there is one less vegetarian in the world. But
Hallelujah.
that is a beautiful sandwich. Thank you for sharing that with us, Michael. And then finally, Tom sent in a little gem.
Well, last week I had told you that I actually showed you that we had made a bunch of ribs. So we
Mhm.
ate the ribs 3 times,
Oh.
and because we had 3 racks, three times, and then I had a bunch still left over, and it's like I don't want, I they say you can just throw in a bag and then put them in the freezer and then defrost them later, and it's like no. So what I did was I recooked them
Mm.
so I could heat them up and peeled them off the bones, and then I made street tacos out of them. Um,
Mm.
and so they were just like chunks of rib meat in there instead of ground beef or pulled pork or whatever you want. But it was really good. It was really good.
Nice.
Yeah. and
Okay.
and they had three different flavors, so you didn't know what you were getting. So one time you get one that was a little spicier, one that you get one that's a little more barbecue saucy. So it was fun.
Nice. All right. Well, if you want to see all those photos that we just saw, go ahead and go over to our Facebook group at facebook.com/chubsgonewild and look for what's in your lunchbox. And also, don't forget, you can send us what's in your lunchbox or Hey Chubs questions or I remember topics or just general feedback, anything that you'd like to send in for the most part. Just email it to us for the show at chubsgonewild@gmail.com. You can find my other projects at justkisstheguy.com. And
Oh, if you're watching us on YouTube, make sure and like us and subscribe. And because it doesn't cost anything, so just subscribe. And if you are watching us on YouTube, let us know. Leave us a little message and tell us. Well, just say this is so and so. I'm watching you. You know, just so we know. Just so we know who's out
this
there.
is Thriller. Yes, that would be very fun. And don't forget that, you go to Facebook and you like our stuff enough times, then you'll get one of those fancy top fan badges. Because I'm a top fan of all sorts of people
Oh,
recently,
me too.
apparently.
Well,
So
and I'll tell you, there's something I think is it's sad. I think it's because I was never quite the um like you used to write celebrities and ask for autographs
uh-huh.
and shit like that. I never did that because I don't think I really knew you could.
Hmm.
But I mean, we grew up at a time period where it was, Teen Beat and 16 magazine
I
and
was just
posters
talking about this. Yeah.
and it was we had it was a lovely time. So if
Yeah.
we get the opportunity to be a top fan of somebody who we loved from our youth,
Yeah.
I'm like, for instance, there's a group called Sneaker. They had the song More Than Just the Two of Us, came out early 80s. I love the group. They had two albums, fantastic. I listen to them all the time still.
Hmm.
And one time I saw something on Facebook. So I said, "Oh, I love Sneaker." And he goes, "Oh, well, I was one of the original members of the group." And
Oh,
he had just started a page. And so I got to kind of, just a moment or two, got to spend time with somebody who I really admired
that's
and
great.
looked up to. So I
Yeah.
love those kind of things. So
So,
if I'm one of Cher's top people,
yeah.
I wear the badge with honor.
Exactly. That reminds me, I was commenting on one of the Star Trek groups, and I'm done with a lot of those Star Trek groups that I think are all just fake and are full of bots. They make fun of anything Trek anymore. I'm
They
just so
do.
tired of it.
I was
But
shocked.
there's a couple actual like really real fan-based groups, and I made a very kind of in-depth comment about, that the academy is great and most of the crap that we're hearing is bots and people that didn't even watch the show, and it's just really sad. But anyway, it was a good comment and it was actually liked by Leonard Nimoy's son.
Oh,
And
yes. Thank you. Because you told me he
yeah.
liked something, but you never said it, you never showed me what it was.
Oh yeah, I didn't realize that I hadn't screenshotted it until like afterward and when
Yeah,
somebody
yeah.
was like, "Well, what did you say?" So yeah. But it was really cool because I kind of checked to make sure because there's always
Oh,
the
yeah.
crazy account, but this was really him. So I mean that was nice.
I mean, yeah, because I've had like Paul Williams make a comment on something that I
Hmm.
posted, and these are, and so for me, it's like, it's I think it's super cool. But
Yeah,
then,
me
and
too.
like I said, I think that maybe somebody who's, you know, 18 would think, who cares? Who the hell's
Right.
that?
Yeah, influencers and stuff like
Yeah,
oh, and it was really funny on Naked and Afraid when a couple influencers went on and found out it ain't all selfies, girls.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Ew. Yeah.
All right, guys. Well,
Okay.
thank you and girls and everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in and listening, and we love you. We will catch you next time. Bye.
Bye.
This has been a For Fuck's Sake production.